Doormat delivery here on a Sunday evening. It's about 5:30. I'm scheduled for DoorDash from 5:30 to 9:30 in this zone. Very likely to turn on some Uber Eats also. DoorDash app says it always tells you what restaurant you're close to if you're waiting for orders. And it currently says near CCC 0001835. Well, what's that? I see a Jersey Mike's and a Fresh Chef, but I don't see a CCC 0001835. There's also a Taco Bell and a McDonald's. I don't know what that means. Probably going to go ahead and turn on Uber Eats now and see what happens with that one. Waiting for some good orders to come in here. I've been doing this about a year, started in March 2024. It's now mid-February 2025. I generally do it on the weekends, maybe a couple of weeknights, but it's a part-time gig. 3 to 5 hours max any given time, sometimes only a couple hours. I prefer Uber Eats over DoorDash for a few reasons, but that's mostly just my personal preference. I don't like the zones that DoorDash requires and don't like the scheduling that DoorDash requires. I'd rather just be able to go when I want and pick up wherever I am and not have to worry about getting back to a specific area that I'm scheduled in. Saw an article yesterday that said Uber Eats is suing DoorDash for unfair competition practices, that DoorDash has been preventing Uber Eats from getting into various markets because they are requiring the restaurants to not allow Uber Eats, and if they do allow Uber Eats, they will raise their commission and charge them more for using DoorDash. I guess if you're DoorDash and you're the most popular, most common app that people who order food want to use, then you kind of got to have them. So who knows? Who knows if Uber Eats is making this up or has some good evidence and could have a case there. So far, nothing but crazy orders coming in. Got me trying to go all the way down into Charlotte for 20, 25 miles. Way too little money, $20 or something like that. Got me trying to go to the other side of the lake. 30 miles for $22. Finally a good Uber Eats order here. $8.93. 2.9 miles. Just picked up this order from the Asian Bistro. Name is Helen M. I often can't help it, but when I see names, I try to associate it with something I know, like possibly a celebrity. Like the other day, I had Michael J. I told the guy I was there to pick up for Michael Jordan. And he laughed. He liked that one. This was Helen M. So is that Helen Mirren? Alright, dropped off the food to Helen M. She might be able to pass for Helen Mirren, maybe a little younger though. And interestingly enough, she answers the phone, answers the door like in a bathrobe. Like she had just gotten out of a shower or something, I don't know. Seems like if you know food is coming, that you ordered some food, you would be ready for it. It took her a little while to get to the door too. While I was waiting for her, a couple of orders popped up that I declined. One that I did accept. Now I'm headed to Bojangles. I do not know what happened to restaurants in this post-COVID era. Why Bojangles can take 10 minutes to get this order together. Hadn't even started it when I got in there. Another guy's waiting from before I got in there and still waiting after I left on one of the Bowberry cobblers, I think. Hardly anybody, actually nobody was in the restaurant eating. Only a couple going through the drive-thru. I don't know how they survive. Been a pretty decent evening. Ended up not getting anything good on DoorDash and have been doing nothing but Uber Eats. Says I've been online for about 2 hours so far. Done 5 trips. Can't say exactly what the total earned so far is because all those tips are still to be determined. But so far I've earned $24, but that's probably missing about $15 in tips at least. So not as good as some nights, but definitely averaging around $20 to $22 an hour, I think. I'm on a bit of a longer trip now of 9 miles to go for the drop-off. Mostly interstate though, so it's only about 10 minutes drive. It was a $15 offer for 2 pickups. I picked up barbecue and Viva chicken. And on my way to the first drop off, the second one's maybe about a mile further, so around a total of 10 miles, I believe it was. 8675309. Okay, dropped off the chicken there. Ooh, looks like 5 more miles. That's right, this was a, I don't remember now, this was a $22 or $24 for 15 miles. I forgot about that. The first one was 9 miles away. The second one's 5 more miles. We'll get them done. Alright, evening is coming to an end. Been at it for about 3 hours, 45 minutes maybe. Showing over $63 so far, but that's not including quite a few tips, so it should be closer to 80, I think, after about 4 deliveries worth of tips. Took this last order. It was actually about only $8 for 11 miles. I took it mainly because those 11 miles end in my neighborhood. Will be about half a mile from my house. I was also already about 2.5 miles from the restaurant, so that made it almost $1 per mile, I think, for this last trip. Pretty good evening. Never ended up doing anything for DoorDash. Turned it on a couple of times thinking I might be able to find something for them. It's been all Uber Eats so far, so that's why I'm not sure my total yet, because I'm waiting on tips. Got one more drop off here. It'll be about 7 or 8 minutes. In an hour from there, I'll figure out the actual final total. Put that up on here. The earnings for the day.